In these perilous times, see from current events how biblical prophecy is coming to pass in front of our eyes. You're watching In the Last Days, the program that looks at Israel and the end times with teaching from a Hebraic perspective. With Martin and Nathalie Blackham, thank you to our friends and partners who make this program possible. Now, here's Martin and Nathalie.
Hi, welcome to the In the Last Days television program with myself, Martin Blackham. Great to have you with us, and with my wife, Nathalie Blackham. And we welcome you wherever you're watching today across the UK, into Europe, or by way of internet. And it's interesting, Nathalie, that you should blow the shofar at the start of the program, because we had an email from Kevin, and we really appreciate your emails. Don't forget you can email us at info@inthelastdays.com. And this is from Kevin. Kevin says, in reply to your email, he says, yes, it was the program you blew the shofar. And this is what Kevin says: I did not know anything about the Jewish way of life. The Lord has shown me so much as I study the Bible a lot. The Holy Spirit is my best friend now. My life is totally different since I found Yeshua. If you know the Lord, you are truly blessed. Peace and joy mixed in with tears when I pray for the Jewish people. I help the Jewish people make Aliyah. All my old life is slowly going. So this is really amazing that when the shofar sounds, that so many people are touched. And thank you so much, Kevin, for your email. Please do keep in touch. And we've got all sorts of things for you today. We've got an update regarding the studio. We've got some emails. We've got news from Israel. And maybe we might even speak about Amalek and the spirit of Amalek. So a lot to do. We've got Nathalie's book to talk about, and some exciting news we're going to have in the studio, all being well, in July. Eliezer Ben Yehuda, and some of you may well remember the programs we did with him. He's written this book about his grandfather. Maybe I can just get that on the camera. It's called Fulfillment of Prophecy, the life story of Eliezer Ben Yehuda. He was the reviver of the Hebrew language in Israel, really a VIP, and we're very excited that he's going to be able to come in, and he wants to come in July.
And it's very good. And, you know, I can't wait to see a film. I heard that there was a film about it. I would be happy. If somebody knows about the film about Eliezer Ben Yehuda, please send it to us, info@inthelastdays.com. And whoever wants to have great ideas, and if there is a film maker somewhere and listen to the program, I want to see a film about him. It's like you can make even a Hollywood film, because there is love story and things that almost die, and I mean, there is like some very interesting bits in it, and I would love to see that. It's one of my dreams. Before I die, I want to see a film about Eliezer Ben Yehuda. I was saying, I don't know if you remember, but I was saying to friends, we came here really in Israel because we were inspired by his book. And he was also inspired by, what is the name? Daniel de Ronda. It's a book that was written a long time ago, and it's interesting about somebody who discovered that they are Jewish, and at the end of the book, they are going into the Jewish land, and this is what happened to him. And I tried to read the book, but it was very long. I'm too busy. So I thought, okay, what do I do? And you know what I've done? I just look on YouTube, and there was a Daniel de Ronda done by the BBC, and I watched the film. So I know that some people, sometimes it's easier, is the time now where we are, and books are not read so much, but it's more films. So one day they will have a book about, a film about Eliezer Ben Yehuda.
And we've got lots of emails have come in. We really appreciate, as I said before, hearing from you. And that's something we want to grow on the program. We just recently had Simon Barrett on the program. We were talking to Simon about the importance of interacting with you at home. And so we're going to go through them. Nathalie was saying just before the program, there looks like there's a pile, but we'll do our best to read them out. This is from Lynn. She said, I saw you when you visited our Revelation TV tour in Jerusalem, and we had a great time. We were with Revelation TV tour. We had a chance to speak to the tour in Jerusalem. It was great to be with Howard and Leslie. And she said, could we add her mother to our mailing list? And we've done that. We've added your mum, Lynn, to the mailing list. And one final thing, she said, my mother's becoming more interested in Israel since changing churches. So, you know, and this brings me on to my next, brings me on to the next email, which is from Jean. And Jean says, I've just discovered you on, I'm sorry, I will mention, going back to Lynn's email just for 1 minute, I will mention that if they want to be on the mailing list, if you'd like to receive our update, we do an update every week. It's got news, what we're doing with the program. You'll get lots of background information. It's once a week, and you can register at
the website. info@inthelastdays.com, and you just ask and we will put you on the list, or you can go even on our website.
Just click on, there's a button on the website called mailing list or something like that. Just click on that button and then put your email in, and then we can include you onto the mailing list and keep in touch with you. And by the way, talking about websites and everything, don't forget the website is www.inthelastdays.com. We've recently opened a Facebook account, so we're now.
Because we know that media is very interesting. So we have things changing. We have Deborah who is helping us. She's our first helper and volunteer who came here, and so she's helping because we need at least 2 more hands.
She's working behind the scenes today.
She's working on the camera today, because our son got married, Joshua, and now he's in America, so we lost 1 camera person, and now we have Deborah from Germany, so it's great, and she's helping me. And again, we're looking at Facebook and the update, and again, she's learning. It's nice for me to have somebody so we can bounce ideas. And I was saying to her, look, you see, there is this story, but sometimes the story is like the news. I use how the journalist wants to bring it, which is not how it should be, but it's how it is a lot. So I know, and again, we traveled, went to America. I was speaking with a lady also from China, and even in China, they have the wrong side of the image of Israel, which I was very surprised, but they really have a negative way of looking at Israel. And again, this week, interesting enough, she's done a report. She came here for 3 months in Israel. She discovered Israel as the reality, not as what she was reading and listening on the television. And so I'm doing a report. I asked her, and I'm putting her report on our report on the newsletter for people to see how it is to have, be a Chinese person coming in Israel, discovering all these different. No. I'm speaking about the lady, the lady from China.
Right.
And very interesting. You see, media is so important because we need to bring the right piece of information, but with the right spirit behind. Because you can take the same story and bring it totally differently, negative or positive. And we're looking again. One new thing today, we had a news that there is 4 outposts who are going to be recognized by the government, which is great news. So when we say outpost, it's like a place, usually it's a place who's been like military, people have been there and they are leaving, they don't need to be there anymore. And so some people come, and outposts, usually they come Shabbat and they start to have Shabbat and they start to plan the tent and they plan to have a caravan. And usually they do it because they love the land. And most of the time when we say settlements or outpost is before settlements, and I will tell you about all of that. And outpost is so right at the beginning, so it's tent and caravan. They don't have water and electricity, and they are Jewish, usually who are keeping, all the things. So Shabbat, you don't have electricity, they don't have problem because there is not. But you need to have all the, you come with kids and you need water and all these things. So they come, it's really pioneer on the mountain.
One of the things that people might not realize at home is that this is all the land of Israel.
Yes.
So when they pioneer a community by this small, what they call an outpost or a small settlement, whatever it is, when they start these things, it's in the land of Israel.
And it's empty.
And it's empty.
It's
The land
empty
is
place,
empty. They're
yeah.
not going into an area which is already occupied by an Arab village, for example. They're not going to do that. They're going to an area which is not occupied, and they're settling the land of Israel. And all of the Judea and Samaria, which is called by the media wrongly the West Bank, all that area, that's the mountains of Israel. That all belongs to Israel. Now, I know a lot of you at home understand all of this, but it's important that we emphasize that this is the land of Israel. The Bible makes it very clear that they are to settle the land and to live in the land, and these outposts are pioneering the land, just like when they arrived years and years ago when they first started the first time out.
Yes, well, it was so desolate. You know, it's just amazing to see. Again, on the update this week, we put something where it was an empty, deserted country. There was few people, but it's not what it is now. It's high tech, and again, this Chinese lady have discovered that. But the name of all these outposts is like Givat Asaf, Givat Arwe, Ma'ale Reravan, Amitzpe Lashish. And Givat means hill, so you can imagine it's high. And Ma'ale is like when people make Aliyah, it comes from the same root name because they are going up. So again, it's like a mountain, or it's somewhere like where you go up. So you see, usually they are not going into the valley; they are going on the top of the hill, and they settle there. And the government says yes for 4 outposts, which is really very exciting. It's very exciting.
Obama. Yeah.
It's very exciting. So I don't mean that it's very easy, because there is the leftists who are saying, "Why are you there?" So it takes time. But again, on my Facebook today, I was saying, look, you know, it takes time, but we are on the way. They are on the way, and this is exciting.
You know, it's really a battle for the land, and maybe I might speak a bit about the thing with Amalek. It's really, in fact, I was talking about this recently, the battle to be in Israel. It's a battle to be in the land. It's a battle to do media, and we need your support. You know, that the reason that we're here is to bring news, to bring interviews, to bring features from Israel for Christian television, for Revelation television. And it's a battle to be in the land, and you're part of that battle. And, you know, just because you're in the UK or wherever you're watching today, you can be a part of that battle. And we were talking last time in one of our last updates about the importance of the small groups. And this is an email from Jean. She said, "I've just discovered you on Revelation." Gina. She's got an A on the end of Jean. Gina, she says, "I've just discovered you on Revelation TV. Do you know that there's a group that meets in the East Yorkshire area to discuss and fellowship around ITLD?" So,
really?
So we welcome
you. Didn't tell me that.
No,
wow,
it's a little surprise for you for the program. Gina, we thank you for that email. I did actually email you, but I didn't get to follow that up. I apologize about that. It is tricky for us, and we hope to be able to answer emails as they come in. We have a lot of emails, so thank you, Gina, for that.
This is encouraging, you know, because sometimes we do things and we don't know what's happening on the other side of the camera. So it's lovely to receive your emails. So thank you for that.
So moving on to this issue of Amalek and the support of the program, the fact is that as people financially support us, as people are helping us to be here in the land and to bring interviews, to bring news to you in the UK and across Europe and on the internet, as we're doing that, we need to have this partnership. And I've got a list of new partners, and I just wanted to welcome a few. I'm not sure. Oh yes, I've just got it here. This is some new partners, and we want to welcome you. I never know whether to say the surname or not, because I don't want to embarrass you. So I'm just going to say the first name, and if you want.
And where they come from?
Okay. Yeah. So this is, well, actually, one of them, I'm not sure where she comes from, but but they will know who they are, Nathalie. First one is Margaret, and she's from Bishop Auckland in County Durham. She's a new partner. So thank you, Margaret, for partnering with us. Jan, I don't know where, if you want to let us know, Jan, your address, then we'll be able to say where you're from. Marlene, she's from Edgware, that's North London. You know where Edgware is?
Yeah.
In North London. Doreen, and she's from St Mary in the Channel Islands. That's in Jersey. That's Doreen. She's a new partner. And David, he's in Eastbourne, which is in Sussex.
And there is somebody from Alaska.
Oh yes, and I will come on to that right now. So if you want to help us, there's a lot of information on the website. We'll put on the screen the details of how you can send a check, and you can send a check to our good friend Stephen Lorraine Holmer Stewart at 2 Windham Drive, and that's in Fareham, Hampshire, PO 16 8QE, Nathalie.
Well done. Very good.
So
now, when you speak about that, it's like I want to say also, you know, when you partner with us, it's like Israel, and is really a deep teaching that we could go for longer. But like Israel is at the forefront of what's happening, because it's like God wants to bring back His kingdom, and Israel is the first throne. The throne of God is in Israel and in Jerusalem and on the Temple Mount. We might be able to speak about that also today, and a bit of it. And so when we want to see these things happening, we need to support Israel. We need to support the Jewish people, and you need to support us because we want to be your eyes here in the land. And I know many of you can't come for many reasons, and we really want to connect with you and say, look, you can't come, but we want really to give you a flavor. And even sometimes if you do an email to us and say, you know, I really want to know about such thing, and we might do a program about that. You know, we are here to really be your eyes, and having people also here in the studio to be able to bring new things and to give you really of what's happening in Israel. And I think this is great. Now we are working very hard to have somebody from Magen David Adom, and a very special man, which is called my I can't say his name. He has an Arabic name, Mawia, I think. Mawia. And we're trying to bring him here. Sorry, I have ready to see his name written still. I don't know him very well. And we are trying to bring him here, and he will bring some interesting stories. We know so another Christian just is new, and he's from Ramallah. He's an Arab Christian. And there is thing that we are learning, you know, it's like Israel is a mosaic of people, and we really want to bring you things from different perspectives, so it's very interesting.
So I've got this email from Alaska, which I'm going to just read in a minute, from Bruce and Helly. And I just wanted to say, if you want to send a check, please make sure it's payable to Blackham Family Ministries, not In the Last Days TV program, or we'll have to send it back to you. Please make sure it's payable to Blackham Family Ministries and send it to Windham Drive, Fareham, and we'll put some details on the screen to make it easy for you. If you'd like to make a donation and you miss all of this, please email us at info@inthelastdays.com, and don't forget at the end of the program there's some information as well, because I know some people will be running for their pens and they say, oh Martin, I didn't get time to even write all that down. So there's to be information at the end of the program. If you're not on the internet, you can get access to the internet at a library, or do ask a relative to go on our website and write all the things down for you. Okay? Well, this is very exciting, Nathalie. This is from Bruce and Helly in Alaska, and this is what Bruce says. Bruce says, my wife and I found your YouTube videos, and that's one thing I wanted to just mention. We do. After the programs have been broadcast on Revelation TV, they go onto YouTube, so you can catch up and be able to, if you've missed the program, you can go onto the YouTube channel and see it there. A few weeks ago, she says, I found your YouTube videos a few weeks ago. I'm just caught up viewing them all, In the last 2 years, we have been attracted to the Hebrew roots of our faith in Yeshua. And then they're talking about
starting to learn Hebrew.
Yes, they're learning Hebrew. And there's another question which is for a rabbi, which we've passed on, I think, to somebody. So we're passing it on, Bruce and Helly. And by the way, Bruce and Helly, thank you so much for contacting us. Thank you so much for supporting us, and they're also helping us, supporting the program financially. So we can't always sometimes if we don't always email, it's not because of we don't want to, it's just because of time and as the program's growing.
Good. Now is a good time to show the book.
Oh yes, which one?
You are speaking about mine.
Okay. So, well, I wanted to just talk...
It's underneath over there.
Right, okay. Yes, don't forget...
Second edition.
The second edition of Nathalie's book. Let me just hold up that for the camera. The Beauty of the Hebrew Language. This actually, by the way, is the first edition, but you can now get hold of the second edition of Nathalie's book. Again, the details are on the website, and there's a button you can click and pay by PayPal. The Beauty of the Hebrew Language. Maybe I should just tell you a little bit about what's in the book. It's a very easy book to read. It's a very good introduction to the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew language. Nathalie's put in it some bits of testimony, some understanding of the Hebrew roots, why certain letters, the discoveries she's made, and it's becoming a very popular book, Nathalie.
Yes,
so if you'd like a copy of that book, then do email us. As I say, if you haven't got the internet, don't panic. You can also write to us either at 2 Windham Drive, Fareham, Hampshire, or at our Israel address, which is PO Box 284 in Haradar, Israel 90836, and you can write to us, and we'll tell you how you can get hold of one of the books. And we've also got, this is an email from David, and David is in Y, which sounds funny. It's one of these English names for a town, which is W-Y-R-E. It's the last Sunday. By the way, the programs are on Sunday at 10 o'clock p.m. and Monday at 10 a.m. 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 o'clock every Sunday night, 10 a.m. every Monday morning. And David says, last Sunday I watched your program, I was very impressed by it. I tried to contact the person we were interviewing by my laptop, and he says he's had some difficulty. We have contacted that person for you, David, so hopefully they will be getting in touch with David. And this is from Alan. He says, can you please send me a PayPal request? We have that facility at the moment. We are looking at Google Checkout, so if you'd like to make an online donation, we'll do our best for you to do that. Now, here's a question. This is from David in Scotland, and this is the first time Natalie's seen this question. And David has said, and we do appreciate all your emails. Don't forget info@inthelastdays.com. David said, why are some Old Testament Judaic laws considered by Christians to be necessary to keep, and some are not? And then he's put, for example, tithing, no pork, no tattoos, hats in church, etc. Big question, David, but basically, and maybe I'll start the answer for that.
Okay.
Basically, it's by revelation. It's by understanding that there are things that are there are principles in the Old Testament that we should keep and we should apply. And you know, for example, let me just talk about the no pork for 1 minute. You know, it's really, there's a health. I know that. By the way, there is a wee bit of controversy about this no pork thing, but and we did an update about this. But the important thing is number one is health, and
No, it's not.
Oh, you don't think it's
I
health?
mean, no, I don't think so. It's because God says so.
Right.
And like you are happy to listen to it. I mean, we can go through a long thing. Yes, there is a health thing, because everything that God is asking us, there is a very good reason.
You have to tell David in Scotland.
David, there is always, you know, God asks us to do things, and it's what I love also with the Jewish people, is like when the Torah was given to them, the teaching, is like they say, yes, we will listen and we will obey. And after you can have the understanding. Like a child, we're not saying you have to do this because of this and because of that, and okay, you give a bit sometimes an incentive, but it's like you do it because I say so. And like if somebody is going to burn their fingers and you are not going to give a long explanation, you say don't, and he has to take his hands off. So there is like the understanding doesn't come at the beginning, the understanding comes after. And for the pork, there is long story about that. But it's like, I know personally, it's like one day I was in France with even less kosher than in England. Well, I don't know, but yeah, I think so. And I was speaking to the Lord, and I said, I can't hear your voice as much as usually. and he said, "Can you see what you are eating?" And I was really shocked. It was like so straight. And I knew God was starting to speak to me about eating kosher. And, you know, as you said, there is so many health benefits for that. But one of the first thing, I think, what God has always, his main thing, and is that we have to remember, all the thing that he's giving us is for us to be close to him. This is the main thing. The main thing that he wants is our relationship with him and us, and that we are close. So all the thing was given, more we learn, more we see, is just because he wants us to be close to him, and he wants to be able to come close to us. This is very simple. It's not like rules like when we say Torah, and we say already that many times when we say Torah, people are afraid. It's like, no, Torah comes from teaching. It means like to learn, to know about him, and we know when we know more about him, we know more also who we are, which is very interesting. So we know more our function as human beings. So this is very interesting.
Gosh, we're out of time, and I have only just started doing the emails, but this is a very important part of what we do. These updates, I know that they're a real blessing to you, and I know that you really enjoy them because of this interaction. Please do email us at info@inthelastdays.com. We'll put details on the screen. Don't forget, at the end of the program there'll be all sorts of details, so get your pen out if you'd like to contact us. We've also got our Facebook new page, and you can look at that. Don't forget, we really appreciate your support, because it's only because of your support that we're able to do the program and to be here today. And maybe it's you, as you're watching today, that the Lord is speaking to help us. So please, we need your help, and please do respond to that. And don't forget, we're living in the last days.
You've been watching In the Last Days, a TV program with Martin and Nathalie Blackham, the program that looks at Israel and the end times with teaching from a Hebraic perspective. If you would like to financially support the program or find out about conferences, meetings or ministry products, then please contact us with the details on your screen. Visit our easy-to-use website at www.inthelastdays.com and register for our free e-newsletter. Get the latest news from Israel, product information, online video teaching, or watch today's TV program at a time that's convenient to you. Thank you again, friends and partners, for making this program possible.
See you same time, same station for the next program from In the Last Days.